This is Cozumel, Mexico, home of 55 cruise ships a week during the busy season. You don't see a lot of sailing channels coming down here, probably because they didn't have a treasure to find, and it is really touristy. But we've been coming here for vacation since I was a little David, and in the last video, we sailed here on our own boat. Land ho! It was just supposed to be a quick pit stop from our long passage from Panama to Texas. We were just gonna pick up some crew and fill up the water tanks, but everything changed the morning we arrived. We had been at sea for 6 long days, and we were finally close enough to shore to do a power snorkel. What is a power snorkel, you ask? Well, a power snorkel is when you take a line and you throw it off the back of your boat while you're still sailing, but not too fast, and you dive in, no fins, just a mask, and you hold onto the line and you get pulled along and you get to see everything without putting in any work. All the memories of the time that we spent here diving and snorkeling, they came flooding back, and by the time I climbed out, I was like, dude, we're not leaving.
Oh, it's so pretty down there. I love Cozumel. Dude, let's stay.
But that's the beauty of boat life. You can make new plans, you can change those plans, you can break those plans, you can do whatever you want because you're the captain. And just like that, we stayed in Cozumel for 3 weeks. So the first thing we do is reunite with Mary and Mei. They flew here and they're gonna be helping us sail back to Texas. Then we begin the painful multi-day process of checking into the country. I'll spare you the details because we had to go to 5 different places to submit paperwork. These are the agricultural inspector people taking all of our meat, eggs, and veggies, and then they charged us 472 pesos to incinerate it all. But I'm pretty sure it just ended up at a barbecue. Either way, with all of our food gone, we had to catch some dinner, so we went for a spearfish.
Boys are looking for dinner for us tonight.
He gave it to me.
My first whole spearfish. I forgot to grab a GoPro, so sorry, no underwater shots. But here's us doing the same thing here in Cozumel 15 years ago. We've actually come full circle because this is the place that we learned how to spearfish in the first place. And now I'm here doing it with my son off the back of the boat. It's amazing. This is like why we got into boat life in the first place.
Tom got another one, number 3. All right, you need 4 more.
And what you want to do is you want to move the knife back and forth slowly.
Okay, so there's a reason why Tom is teaching Boo how to do this and not his own father. It's because I barely learned how to fillet a fish just a few days ago when I landed that sweet, sweet tuna.
Is this the first fish that you put up?
Yeah. That was the first fish I ever cleaned. And this is my son learning how to do the same thing 32 years earlier in life. How cool is that? Imagine if I can teach him everything I know now, then he has all this extra time in life to learn new things. Think of how far ahead in life he's gonna be when he's in my shoes. This is the good stuff that you don't think about when you accidentally get your wife pregnant and you're like, oh my God, my life is over. It's the dad life, baby.
It's the dad life. Hit the mall, coach and ball. It's the dad life. It's the dad life.
The next thing we had to do is get our phones working. So in Panama, we had to buy every single type of SIM card they sold just so we could stay connected. But there's a much better solution called Saily, the sponsor of today's video. I found Saily a few months back on a trip to Amsterdam for that massive Mets boat show. Dude, it's huge. Imagine this massive convention hall right here, except for 12 of them. It's literally the biggest boat show I've ever seen. So I land there and T-Mobile wants $15 a day for international coverage. That's ridiculous. It's like $75 for 5 days. So I'm using the free Wi-Fi at the airport searching for somewhere to buy SIM cards because I'm not paying $75. And I find Saily, which I'm able to download and install like right there because they don't actually use physical SIMs. You use this thing called an eSIM. I choose a 7-day plan for $4 and it was working before I walked out of the airport. And I'm in Amsterdam. Here in Mexico, we thought we were in the clear because we get free calls and text with our US plan. But what they don't tell you is that the data is so slow, it's unusable. Easy fix, I go into the Saily app and I chose a 30-day Mexico plan and boom, we're all connected. If you've got a trip coming up, try downloading the Saily app so you can stay connected on the cheap. Just go to saily.com/DavidShe and use our code DavidShe to save 15% off. All right, let's get back to spearfishing because we actually hunted down the guide that taught me how to spearfish 15 years ago. Come on up, Leo. This is Leo. He came here 15 years ago from Holland?
Europe.
Knew nobody, started this crazy spearfishing business that I was a part of in the very beginning. I was one of his first people. Spearfishing is one of the reasons why we got this boat, so we could spearfish every day.
Lifestyle.
So it's gonna be me, Ron, Tom, and we got El Capitan. Eric, mucho gusto. Leo has been doing this for a long time now, and he only fishes with a pole spear nowadays. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any fish left for the rest of us. It's way harder with a pole spear because you have to get much closer to the fish, and fish aren't stupid. We, on the other hand, will be using spear guns because they're way more powerful and have a lot more range. But they're harder to reload, so you really only get one shot with each dive.
So this watch has an interval time. So let's say you come up, you go down for 1 minute. The safety issue would be to stay up on the surface for 3 minutes before you dive down a minute again. So if you go down for 2 minutes, you stay up 5 to 6 minutes.
I love gear, especially gear that's fit for purpose and makes you better at the thing you're doing, or at least makes you feel like you're good at the thing you're trying to do. I bought all this gear after our last trip here. Is it necessary? Probably not. Leo's just got some spandex and a rash guard on, and he's the one doing this every day. The problem with putting on all this gear and looking so cool is if you come back empty-handed, you're gonna feel dumb. These guys clearly don't have this problem, but I can never hold my breath on the first few dives of the day. Once I get down a few feet, I run out of air and feel like I'm gonna drown. But I'm not gonna catch anything with that attitude, so enough with the negativity. That's not me. I was born for this, and I bought this boat so we could do this. Mindset is everything, and I believe we're gonna crush it today. Spearfishing for life, baby. Yeah, we didn't catch anything at the first spot. I missed a few shots at the second spot, and a couple more at the third, and also the fourth. Poor Leo. He was trying so hard to get his fish. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him aim good. I don't know what was going on. We were doing just fine the day before. Finally, at the last place, I snuck up on this sweet, sweet grouper hiding underneath a shipwreck, but there were scuba divers there, and you're not supposed to shoot anything around scuba divers. Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We had a good time.
Provecho.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. At the end of the day, it's not about how many fish you catch, but rather the time you spend with friends doing what you love. 20 years from now, it's the relationships you'll remember. Just kidding. It's all about the fish. And we're no quitters, so we were back at it the next day. Ron called in a favor and got a mahi master who usually runs sports fishing charters to take us out. If we couldn't shoot him, maybe we could hook him.
It's 5 a.m. We're getting ready for our fishing trip. He's prepping the lures right now so that we can be ready when we get out there.
The mahi master swore that this bait concoction would catch all the mahi we could hope for. He made these centaur-like half squid, half fish, Frankenstein-looking lures. He buried a hook in the fish body and poked the wire through its face, then wrapped it all around its pointy nose and then broke off the tip. What kind of fish has a pointy nose anyways? Then he strung the whole thing through a little squid lure, and supposedly pink worked the best. Needless to say, I was super skeptical because fish can't be that dumb, can they? Don't they eat this stuff every day? Can they not tell when their favorite squiddy snack all of a sudden has a mutant fish body sticking out of it? He swore us to secrecy, and then we sailed out to his top secret spot. The only reason he even told me how to get there was because I wouldn't let him drive. It's where the mahis frolic all day long, and he won't even tell his dad where it is. So it's really not my place to say. Once we get to the spot, we throw out 2 lines with the bait that he made earlier, and then he just says a single word. Esperate.
Oh,
yeah,
look
baby,
at that. Ooh, look how pretty he is.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, and I almost stabbed myself in the foot.
Bring it in, bring it in.
Woo! We got a mahi mahi, yeah!
We need a bigger cooler. This is the first Dorado that we've ever caught on this boat.
That's how you gaff a fish? Does it even count as fishing if someone else is prepping your bait and taking you to the spot and all you're doing is reeling it in?
Look at that, beautiful. Dude, we need a bigger cooler, man.
I'll take it, but it kind of feels like cheating.
Yes. Whoa!
My buddy Ron loves fishing. I've known Ron since we were kids. We used to play Nintendo together, the original one.
Oh, nice. Look at that, buddy. That's your first fish.
I didn't even know that was on my hook.
Our families have been friends forever, and his parents actually own a restaurant here in Cozumel, which is exactly where we're cooking up all these fish. And then we're gonna feast.
Alone, he's gonna cook it. These are gonna be edible in 30 minutes. So it turned into salt and pepper mahi mahi.
Why is it that food you catch tastes so much better than food you buy?
Oh yeah, so tender.
It's so good.
I can't tell if it's tender because I caught it or if it's tender because it's tender.
We caught the fish, we ate the fish, and now it was finally time to go swim with the fish. This is no normal dive. We're on a bona fide scuba mission searching for an orange knockoff pelican case. Let me explain, but we gotta go back a little bit. So we have this patron, we'll call him Link, that really wanted a hat.
Did somebody say merch?
This is back when we didn't have a store yet, so we didn't have a lot to sell.
You know, but at least I have my my Parlay revival hat, because I can't get one from anybody else.
But everyone that got a hat kept posting pictures to the Patreon group chat to mess with him.
Oh, damn. It comes with all the added sides.
I'm literally watching the video going, I swear to God, this is a fucking hat.
He started making these hilarious response videos.
After months of wanting this, I'm happy to say that I finally got the hat that I've been wanting. It's from one of the best sailing channels. It's like a whole family on a boat, you know what I mean? And it's Parlay Revival because Dave still hasn't given me a fucking hat.
They were so funny, they just made us not want to give him a hat even more.
I ain't gonna lie to you, having some she swag, it's kind of nice.
What's up, Frank?
This goes on for like 6 months.
Don't worry about me, guys. I have my Delos towel, my Delos hat.
But eventually we start feeling bad.
Guys, it finally happened. After all this time, look. Look at the hat. It's still a Delos hat! Dave won't send me a damn hat!
We happen to be on a road trip at the time, and I get this bright idea.
We're gonna bury a hat in the desert. For Link, aka Catted, aka I don't know his real name.
So we get some cheapo supplies at the Harbor Freight and find some random spot off the highway, and I start digging. Mary films the whole thing and turns it into this Patreon update video and sprinkles in some really vague clues of the location. This guy works for the Border Patrol, so we're betting he's going to investigate. Sure enough, he sees the video and drives like 2.5 hours. He's sending updates to the group chat the whole time, and now everyone that was messing with him is starting to root for him him.
I beat Link there and got his hat. Better luck next time, Link.
And Link eventually hunts down the exact location, digs up the knockoff pelican case, and finally gets his hat. But it doesn't end there. He proceeds to bring the box to Mexico, fills it up with some goodies, and convinces his dive master, who's now our dive master, to help him stash it down here somewhere. And that's what we're doing right now. We're on a treasure hunt. So I'm trying to keep up with the dive master because he's the only one that knows where this thing is, but I keep getting distracted by the pretty little fishies. And then I had to take a break because Mary wanted to frolic. And by the time I catch up to them, Tom is pulling it out from under this ledge.
So I grew up in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, and this is what I grew up eating. My nickname in Vietnamese actually means Lucas, tamarind. I grew up with this as well.
She's Mexican, basically is what she's trying to tell you.
And of course...
Oh, what is this? Tequila!
So much fun. Thank you, Link.
So we're gonna bury this box somewhere else. Should we do it in Texas? Should we do it in... Did it get disgusting? Yeah.
Try it. Ew!
Salty.
Come on, we have the coolest patrons. If you want to support this channel and join the chat group, consider joining our Patreon. Link is in the description. It makes a huge difference and really helps us make these videos. Since Tom found the box, he deserved a reward. So Mary and I brought him to a Chinese wedding in Cozumel, Mexico. I have brought Tom to an Asian wedding.
Dragon dance.
It was crazy. There were two crazy dragons. The dragon dance. This is my mom. My mom is just here interrupting my video. This is my baby daughter. No one's ever seen her before on video. They don't usually have line dances at Chinese weddings, but this is Ron's brother's wedding and they went all out. Speaking of weddings, Mary and I once had a wedding here, just one beach over actually, at this little place called the Money Bar.
Hey She, so I'm back on the boat. It's 2 a.m. and you know how back at the wedding you told me that at a Chinese wedding, don't be alarmed if you see Chinese people like taking the bouquet or like taking the flowers, you know. And I was like, okay, no, I won't be alarmed at all. But then, what did I do? I took a bouquet. And I only did it because you said that's what Chinese people do. And I want to prove to you that you're a racist. Basically, you're racist because I'm not Chinese, and I did the same. I took the biggest bouquet that I could. That's right. I took the biggest fucking bouquet that I could.